there was this guy that that wanted he realized that he was going to get his tooth extracted, and then we were I went with him to lunch. He was eating lunch, and then Charlie and I were joking with him that it was going to be his last supper. And then we got into like, oh, you better eat it up. Like, this is your last meal. Like, for a while, you're not gonna be able to. No, we were just like decided that he was going to pretty much die with his tooth extracted. So he was. We were joking, and then everybody was like, "What are you talking about?" And then people, Spanish speakers, kind of start piling up with us. So we make kind of our little posy there. It's really fun. Yeah. At the end, I saw him. I went with him to his extraction, and then I prayed with him outside, and exchanged information. So we developed a really nice friendship.
I think the biggest part of my day was just knowing that even though I may not actually interact directly with the guests, I knew that I was in some small way gonna be able to help. Even if just helping volunteers to help the guests, and that was cool.
I agree with you. That's how I felt.
I mean, it was just like, there wasn't a whole lot here for a blind person to do, but that's okay because I could do what I could,
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Comes in here, you're doing something for them that helps their self-esteem, and you don't really realize how much you do for them until they start expressing it. And that makes the change. That makes the change for the individual, and I think that's the importance of me coming here to do this, because I'm trying to pay it forward to others that can't. So I think pretty much it's hard to define one person when there's so many people, and they're all happy, they're all grateful. So for me, it's like putting in not really hours or time, it's just giving back.
So this is a story of mutual transformation in between a volunteer and a guest, and I'm leading the interpreters team, and we really only had Spanish interpreters with us today, and I just was thinking, well, Lord, He'll provide, and we'll have what we need for whatever languages pop up. And just in the middle of the morning, a friend of mine, a teenage girl, comes running up to me and says, and I was able to translate. And I thought, oh yeah, because this friend is Ethiopian and speaks Amharic, but she hasn't spoken Amharic in 7 years or 8 years, or how long she's been in the United States, and she hasn't used it at all. But today she was able to use that Amharic to help a family who was lost, and to help them find their family in a different part of the school, which was very busy and very confusing during the mid-morning when it was a little bit chaotic. And so she was able to help them find their way around, and she too was also able to utilize this language that she had kind of lost. And it was really miraculous to see a transformation in her and in the guest, who really felt loved and cared for by this girl who could understand her and help her get where she needed to go. And I was really grateful, because I felt like the Lord really provided for us and just the interpreters team and the group as a whole in the whatever language we needed. There was somebody to interpret for that. So
cool.
Yeah.
I decided a few years ago that I wanted to be in medical care. And I went back to school. My prayer was, God, allow me to do this and be successful, not just to be able to have a title after my name, but because I wanted to put my hands to be of service. And my foremost thought has been, how could I raise money to go to Haiti to work in this mission that a friend of mine runs there? But what I did not know was I didn't know about Compassion North Portland. And this morning, a few days ago when I heard about it, and I thought, okay, let me go over and I'll volunteer. A friend of mine had been telling me about it on and off. But when I came around that corner this morning and saw that line, I was just in awe. I had no idea. And the thing that has impressed me so much is to find out that the different churches that have come together to work together in unison, it's just been awesome. And I've just watched throughout the day the logistics, the hospitality team, the smoothness with which people have just worked together and been of service with a smile. And I thought, wow, you know, with this kind of spirit, shouldn't we be able to do this here if we're looking all to go to that one heaven? So I am just really humbled in my heart that I had the opportunity to be a servant at the door with this awesome service today.
Cool.
I'm Jamie with Compassion Connect, and I was on the leadership team, and we had the privilege of hosting someone today who, it was really moving. The denture lab was able to repair a tooth for her, and I first saw her when she was in the chair and just delivered lunch for her and didn't think I'd see her again. And it's amazing how God moves. We replaced a tooth that had been broken in an abusive situation, and she was so grateful. She was in tears, and of course the denture lab folks had tears, and the rest of us had tears, and I had the privilege of walking her out, and she told me her story.
I have this.
And I asked her if I could pray for her, and it was really neat because just by chance, actually God's purpose and His will, that another volunteer from a different wing was walking by, and she just happened to overhear a little bit of the story and hearing me pray. And she joined in. She didn't come over, but just in the distance listened to our prayer and affirmed it. And she came over with a resource she had found at this social services fair. She's like, somebody can use this, I'll take a card. It was the last one left. And she joined in, and she started to engage this woman with me, and she goes, I just heard a little of the story, I don't want to get too involved, but you might be interested in this resource. And so we reviewed that, and turns out this volunteer actually has a similar backstory, and so we're going to try and connect them and let them build a relationship, and hopefully that'll help this person continue to build the support network that she needs. So it was very moving.